Good afternoon. It is, a chilly day in October. And so everything that's going on, it's football season. It's about to be basketball season. The baseball playoffs are in full tilt. And today I want to talk to you about something. You know, people are always worried about losing their money in the stock market or suffering big losses. But I hear stories almost every day about somebody who has had their bank account hacked. Many of these instances, the bank is able to protect them, but there are legitimate things that you need to be thinking about. And we call it the threat of cybersecurity theft. And a lot of people, in fact, this is one of those issues that the older you are, the more likely you're going to be a victim if you're not careful of someone trying to separate you from your money in the bank. And, younger people kind of understand almost everything they do is online. They don't write checks. They do all their banking on home banking. Their deposits are automatically sent to their bank account and they pay their bills within minutes. And they know all the importance of passwords and all these ways to protect yourself. But I just heard a story recently it was about one of my clients who got a phone call from her banker and said, "We've had suspicious activity in your bank account. A couple of weeks ago, we saw some charges that kind of alerted us to maybe there was an issue. There were withdrawals in your account of like 9 cents and 41 cents and then $1.58. And then, unfortunately, ma'am, yesterday that the amount went to $36,000, and we are not going to honor that. But someone did hack into your bank account and was able to make a withdrawal at another bank, believe it or not, and that bank is going to lose $36,000. So, how do you protect yourself? There are so many different things that are going on. But I think, though, there's a couple things up front I'd want to tell you. If somebody calls you and they want any information about your finances, hang up. Hang up. That's right there. If you don't have, in fact, I would even go as far as to say, you may want to get caller ID. And if you don't know the other person on the other line, just hang up. The bank is rarely going to call you. And if you hang up on the bank and it's something important, they're going to call you back again. The IRS is never going to call you on the phone to tell you that you're delinquent in your taxes. Social Security is never going to call you about what's going on in your Social Security check or any of that. And one of the big issues today is people calling, telling you they're from the bank and there is suspicious activity in your account. And they're going to send you a password, and they want you to call them back with that password. Now, just think about that. Why would the bank want your password? There's no reason the bank would ever want your password. There's just no reason for that. Another big scam right now is we've been hearing people recently being called talking to them about the college loan forgiveness plan, which doesn't exist, by the way. It has not become law, but people, you think about this. If you're a young person and you owe $50,000 on your college loans and you've got another $10,000 in credit cards and maybe a house payment or a big rent payment and a car payment, and somebody calls and says that that you've been approved for your college loan forgiveness, and you just need to fill out some information, and we'll be glad to help you with that. So they have this application online, and you can fill it in and send it to them, and they'll enroll you in the college loan forgiveness plan. Please don't fall for that. All they want is your information so they can hack into your bank account. You give them your Social Security number, your address, your date of birth, all these things, your driver's license number. You've given them everything that they need to hack into everything you have to be able to get your money. Payday loans. And first off, let me say, please never, get a payday loan from anybody. You don't have to worry about being scammed in a payday loan. The payday loans are, in fact, a scam because the interest rates start at about 50%. So I hear stories of every day of people, young people, who got a payday loan for $300 and they ended up having to pay back $1,200. And they probably ended up having to go to their parents or their grandparents and say, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. Dad, can you help me out? Mom, can you help me out? Granddad, can you help me out? But on these payday loans, there's a fee that you can pay, quote, a fee to pay to get automatic acceptance, and that fee goes to the scammer. Obviously, you don't want to get involved in anything online that has to do with cryptocurrency. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, there's plenty of ways you can do that. But if somebody calls you and tells you that if you invest this much money in cryptocurrency, that they have a guaranteed return of twice your money, hang up. Just hang up. And again, I'm going to go back and remind you of one other thing. Whenever you're in doubt, hang up. Call somebody in your family. If you're my age or older, if you're 75, 85 years old and somebody calls you, you have any questions, just hang up and call your son or your daughter or your granddaughter, my granddaughter. She'd help me with anything. And just get someone else's opinion on this. But I can tell you that last year in the United States, 2.4 million reported incidents of cybersecurity attacks, totaling $8.8 billion. You can fight a war with that. You can build a wall for that. You can do a whole lot of things for that $8.8 billion. But again, Social Security is never going to call you. The IRS is never going to call you. And if somebody calls you saying that they're from the bank, hang up, call your banker immediately with the number at the bank and tell them that someone's calling you. Is there a problem in my account? They will tell you right away. And get caller ID. Here's another one. There are people stealing other people's checks in their mailboxes. So you order checks. They come to your mailbox. You might still be working. The mail comes through your town or your neighborhood at 1 o'clock and you come home at 6 o'clock. You may not have that box of checks that you ordered. And here's another one. In fact, I'll tell you what. If it were me nowadays, and I do have a P.O. box, get a P.O. box. No one's going to steal your checks in your P.O. box. Here's another. If you have to order checks from your bank, ask the bank to have that company send the checks to the banks, and you'll come back and pick them up. People are taking someone's checkbook, and what's on your checkbook, by the way? What's on your checks? Your name, your address, your account number, the routing number from the bank. And you know what? The truth is the people at the bank are not. They don't look at your checks. They rarely ever look at them when they process them, and they don't look at the signature on that bank. I met with someone last week who works at the DuPont Community Credit Union, and I asked her, for every 10 cases of fraud, how many of them are regarding a debit card versus how many are involved with a check? She said 8 out of 10 are involved with checks. So I know as you get older like I am, you don't like change, and you may not like to go on and get a debit card. You may not like to pay your bills with home banking. But maybe you'll grab your granddaughter or your grandson or your son or daughter and let them help you do that, even if it means having them open up your online bank account and paying your bills every month. But I will tell you, the world has gotten involved with integrity. Are you kidding me? Bonnie and Clyde back in the 20s, they robbed banks. Today, Bonnie and Clyde is all over the United States. They're in the pajamas. They have a phone that they can use today and throw away, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year separating people from their money. So this is one of those videos that aren't going to make you feel very good. In fact, they're going to scare you to death. But if it helps you become more aware of having safeguards to protect your money, so be it. So I promise you the next time the video will be more fun to listen to. So have a great day.
Content in this material is for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. All investing involves risk including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss.